Good news about the fourth stimulus check, everybody. Be sure to stay to the end to find out the most important stimulus news. So this is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. Some Americans will receive double relief payments in the month of February, and it is likely that lawmakers in Congress will pass a fourth round of stimulus payments very soon. And I'm not just saying that, folks, there's actually facts that back this up. Prospects for a January stimulus payment, for example, could also be coming from President Biden and many Democrats. According to The Hill, Jen Psaki said if we get it done in January, we talk to the Treasury officials and others about doing double payments in February as an option. The president wants to see this move forward, and it's a priority for him as soon as Congress returns. The IRS has also advised Congress it would need the package passed by December 28th in order to distribute January payments on time. The total child tax credit is around $3,600 for each child under 6 and $3,000 for each child ages 6 to 17. It's payable on monthly payments of $300 and $250 per month. About half of the total, $1,800 or $1,500, was paid in 2021. And the December payment was actually issued earlier this week. The first payment approved as part of the American Rescue Plan stimulus package was sent in July. So lawmakers are still pushing for more stimulus checks until the crisis ends. In fact, 26 Democrats, everybody, have reportedly signed 2 letters sent to the White House campaigning for automatic stabilizers of future stimulus checks. So if Congress approves this, it means automatic payments deposited into bank accounts for millions of families. Stimulus checks could definitely be approved. One congressman, for example, has acknowledged the success of the Biden administration's American Rescue Plan. Millions of Americans have received their stimulus money over the course of the last few months, and Democrats and Americans believe that many stimulus checks should be sent out. According to a letter actually written by many Democrats, the American Rescue Plan's $1,400 loan will keep 11 million people out of poverty this year. And with unemployment insurance expansion and other provisions in the bill, accounting for the other 5 million. A fourth and a fifth check could keep an additional 12 million people out of poverty. Combined with the effects of the American Rescue Plan, direct payments could reduce the number of poverty in 2021 down to 16 million. Almost 3 million Americans have signed a petition created by a restaurant owner calling for the government to issue $2,000 monthly checks. That's for every single American. The petition reads, "I'm calling on Congress to support families with a $2,000 payment for adults and a $1,000 payment for kids immediately, and continuing regular checks for the duration of the crisis. Otherwise, laid-off workers, furloughed workers, and the self-employed will struggle to pay their rent." So folks, a fourth stimulus check is definitely necessary, and I believe that President Biden can get the job done and send out the checks. If you guys agree, tell me in the comments below. Some parts of the country are actually sending out their own state stimulus payments and even city stimulus checks. So if you want to know the latest stimulus news, then stay to the end of the video.
Again, everything that the congressional Democrats do is our title for the people. But sadly, Senate Republicans continue to stand in the way. Yesterday was such a sad day. Senate Republicans voted to aid and abet the most dangerous campaign of voter suppression since Jim Crow, as they blocked a vote on the Freedom to Vote Act, hurting their own constituents and dishonoring the sanctity of the vote in our Constitution. The stakes could not be higher. State lawmakers have introduced 425 voter suppression bills in 49 states in the 2021 sessions alone. A number of them have become law, and they must be overturned, and this legislation would do that. It would not only end their voter suppression laws, but it would end their vote nullification laws. They're there to overturn the results of an election. Really? House Democrats have passed H.R. 1, which is now the bill that I mentioned in the Senate, the Freedom to Vote Act, as modified in the Senate. It's a good bill. H.R. 4, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. And today, when I leave here, I'll go out this door and go to the 10th anniversary of the MLK Memorial dedication. The MLK Memorial, 10 years it's been. Imagine, Martin Luther King was 58 years ago, nearly 60 years ago, when he stood near that place and talked about justice and democracy and the beautiful speech. I had a dream speech, a fierce urgency of now. Now Martin Luther King is there on the mall, as John Lewis called it, America's front yard, with Washington and Lincoln and Jefferson, presidents of the United States, and Reverend Martin Luther King. So we'll go down there and in honoring Dr. King, of course, being inspired by his work and words to protect the ballot.
Finding that 49 members of Congress and 182 senior congressional staffers have violated the Stock Act, the insider trading law. I'm wondering if you have any reaction to that, and secondly, should members of Congress and their spouses be banned from trading individual stocks while serving in Congress?
No, I don't know to the second one. We have a responsibility to report in the stock, on the stock, but I'm not familiar with that 5-month review, but if the people aren't reporting, they should be.
Why do you think
Because this is a free market and people, we are a free market economy, they should be able to participate in that. Yes, ma'am. Another question, we have time for one more, is that okay? They're telling us they have to clean the room, I don't know. I'm not taking offense at that, but you should. Wait a minute, I want a woman. Gender equality here. Maybe I don't, let's see.
Abby Martin with the Empire Files. Speaker Pelosi, you just presided over a large increase in the Pentagon budget. This Pentagon budget is already massive. The Pentagon is a larger polluter than 140 countries combined. How can we seriously talk about net zero if there is this bipartisan consensus to constantly expand this large contributor to climate change, which is exempt from these conferences? Military is exempt from climate talks.
Well,
That national security advisors all tell us that the climate crisis is a national security matter. It is, of course, a health matter for our children, the water they drink, the air they breathe, etc. It is a jobs issue between clean technologies being the future of our workforce and the training for all of that. It is a national security issue because of the all of the conditions that climate crisis produces. I won't go into all of them, but they are cause for migration, conflict over habitat and resources, and again, a security challenge globally. And then the fourth, of course, the moral issue that we need to pass on this planet to future generations in a responsible way. Now, recognizing what you said, we recognize that as well. And a big user of fuel. There have been many initiatives over time, more successful with more technology, to convert from fossil fuel to other sources of fuel to run the military, because it would make the biggest difference. Transportation, defense, these are two of the biggest, that can make the biggest difference in all of that, and that is something we're very, very focused